So it turns out,
talk to me.
He made all of that money, enough to buy 2 islands, several houses, and cars, including those he bought for teenage girls, because he was a treasure hunter. You see, problem solved, everybody. Because according to Ghislaine Maxwell, he was Indiana Jones. Alright, so in her interview with the Department of Justice, Maxwell says that in the 80s, Epstein founded a company called Intercontinental Assets Group Incorporated, where he claimed to, quote, recover stolen money for wealthy clients. She also says that he built his fortune partially by working for or with African warlords in the 1980s. And while the founding of this company was already known, I was unfamiliar with the African warlord part of the story. What an intimidating guy. Can you imagine this guy showing up to collect stolen money from the enemies of an African warlord? Hell no! I can't think of any better proof that this man was some kind of intelligence agent than if this statement was true. But then again, I don't trust this DOJ interview, because as I said in my last video about these people, this meeting with Maxwell should have never happened. And the only reason I can see it happening is to actually cover up something else. How many people in prison right now for a sex offense get a scheduled meeting with the Federal Department of Justice? Well, 1, and that's the British lady in a Texas prison. It's like every time an associate of his says something to try to make his story make sense, they only do more to deepen the rabbit hole. She probably thought this story would provide an unorthodox origin to his immense wealth that would throw people off his trail, but instead, it's something that sounds so improbable that if it were true, it would still point to every conspiracy theory about him being true. Now, recently, a task force was assembled.
Man, what y'all think about this Epstein stuff, bro? I think, no, it's definitely all real, but it's like, how I think, okay, I'm gonna ask you this question and then answer it. How does he keep it so under wraps to where like so many people know about it, to where it's like almost like, I don't want to use the word conspiracy because like Trump has confirmed it, but it's like a joke almost. Like, this guy is a weirdo, we know it, and like it's like nothing can be done about it. Like, why are these files a thing and they just can't be released or whatever? Like, why? Like, that's a joke to me, bro.
Department of Justice to release more documents related to Epstein, as well as to look into the federal
like, why are they holding on to stuff? Like, release them. Whoever's involved needs to go too.
Now, this sounds all good and well, but unfortunately, the woman that was appointed to be one of the leaders on this committee is a congresswoman, an elected official, who used her appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast to discuss the existence of aliens.
Have I seen a portal open? No. Have I seen a spaceship? Personally, no.
Have I seen evidence of this? Yes.
Because those are the real files people in the United States want released.
Come on! Come on, man!
Even Rogan himself said that he's starting to think people are coming on his podcast to intentionally speak nonsense just to distract from other things. I understand that she demanded the release of the Epstein files, but so did J.D. Vance. Why was this woman chosen to lead this committee? Is it really a coincidence that her appearance on the biggest podcast in the country, possibly the world, resulted in her talking about nothing except the existence of aliens? In fact, her entire political career just looks like one big distraction. And just as a reminder, this is the woman who introduced a new legislation called the Stand With Israel Act, where she is advocating to cut funding to the UN Human Rights Council. This is a woman.
So, bro, this is another thing. Like, our government is literally just networking, bro. It's not real qualifications, bro. It's literally just knowing people. It's just like a family tree, bro. Like, if you connected to somebody in some way and you're possibly easy to control or like move like a puppet, bro, you're gonna be a part of the government. That's what I'm picking up from the people who run our government. Like, that's it. Like, you just got connections, you got networks, and you're easy to control.
Who before becoming an elected official in 2023 was a bottle girl at a strip club.
Like, come on.
Became an influencer. Now you can look at this as a major success story. A person unlikely successful as a politician, and yet here she is. But if she wanted the files released, why did she spend all that time? She talked for 2.5 hours about aliens. This episode is from August 2025, so at the time of me recording, that was just 2 weeks ago. And then she called Kash Patel transparent.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know who that is.
Who?
And this is nothing against him personally, but just by the nature of his job as the director of the FBI, he cannot be completely transparent.
Yeah.
Again, not trying to discredit her because of her background, but I can't think of a better distraction in 2025 than having an influencer elected to Congress in Florida leading the charge in releasing the Epstein files.
Right.
Donald Trump also hosted a fundraiser for her when she was running for Congress, and now this committee she's the head of wants Ghislaine Maxwell to appear before Congress. But Maxwell's lawyer said that she won't talk unless she's granted full immunity or clemency, which by definition is the reduction of a punishment or a penalty, like the sentence she's serving in prison. And oh no, is that what this is about? Is the entire purpose of this committee to get Maxwell out of prison? I mean, it would be the perfect cover. You have a group of people demanding that Pam Bondi and the DOJ release the files.
When he says stuff like that, some people might think it's a stretch. But after what I've seen in the world nowadays, bro, like, they go through this kind of extents. Like, the stuff we see in movies is based on real events, bro. Like, they go through these extents to get bad people out of bad places. Like, places they should be in, they'll go through this extent to get them out, bro. And this costs money. Like, this is a long process. This costs money. But if you have it, they will get it done, bro. Like, that's why the love of money is the root of all evil, man. Like, when you think about everything, it all comes down to the love of money, man. Not just money, the love of money. The love of money, man.
Is making demands in exchange for her cooperation, and yeah, this is exactly what this is. And to think, if this lady never went on Joe Rogan ranting about aliens, I might have actually overlooked this. Ghislaine Maxwell, a woman in prison for a sex crime, first had an interview with the Deputy Attorney General, and now she's being asked to speak before Congress. The average tax-paying citizen with no criminal record at all will never have the privilege to even see the Deputy Attorney General in person, or the inside of the House of Representatives. When she takes a seat in that room, if she does, it will just be another impressive addition to her reputation of being in very important places for very suspicious reasons. It's almost like every objective of this new committee is aimed at disproving everything people think when they associate Donald Trump and his old pal. Epstein's birthday book, which is supposed to contain the drawing Donald Trump claims he never made for Epstein's birthday, is also something that this committee is demanding to see.
And that's another thing, like, these dudes is really, oh my gosh, like, they're all just predators in positions of power. They triple P's, bro. Predators in positions of power. Like there can't be rumors. There can't be rumors about your friend messing with kids, basically. Yeah, like look, this is the situation. There's rumors that your friend messes with kids, and you didn't say anything about it until pictures of you released with your friend during the time where he was doing that stuff. And who knows when it stopped, but like during the peak times when he was doing that stuff, there's pictures of you being buddy with him. And you just, what, you weren't doing that too? Like, they're all predators and weirdos in positions of power, and it's just, this goes to show, bro, just keep God in your life, bro. Keep God in your life, bro. Keep God in your life, bro.
Let me guess. If this birthday book is handed over, either the author of that drawing will magically be somebody else, or the drawing will suddenly not exist, just like the list. Now, let me make something clear. This committee is not actually new. These are just its new objectives. And the man who appointed Anna Luna, which is the influencer congresswoman, as chair of the committee, is James Comer, who has been the chairman since 2023. But it's unclear what progress he's made since coming to this position. It's supposed to exist to provide accountability in government, but if I'm right about what's taking place, then it is doing the exact opposite of providing accountability. In fact, Comer is a supporter of Donald Trump, so I'm sure the results of this committee will be completely unbiased. He might really be unbiased because in 2024, he claimed to be investigating Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and he even tried to get Joe Biden impeached, but all of this came to...
Comer's pivot to the new Democratic ticket comes after a 19-month GOP-led investigation into Biden, alleging that members of the Biden family capitalized financially on their father's name, but the investigation quietly sputtered out after no evidence or testimony obtained by congressional Republicans showed that the president was a direct participant in or beneficiary of his family's business dealings. House of Republicans' report on the findings of their failed bid to impeach Biden has yet to be released. I don't really know what none of that means. I'm not gonna lie.
Like a true politician, he talks and says nothing, which is why he's managed a long 20-year career in the House of Representatives. But back to the bounty hunter for the elites thing. Now, he does have known clients for the company where he will recover lost money, but the African warlords are not named. But around this time in the 80s, he described himself as a bounty hunter and even had a license to carry a firearm. And this is also around the time he started mentioning to people that he worked for intelligence. And allegedly, he also recovered stolen money for the government. How do you even recover stolen money for a government?
He playing an interesting role though, like bounty hunter, informant with the FBI. It sounds like bro, something is going on. Like I'm thinking some Snowfall type stuff, like FBI was giving him bread to do something, but he was using that bread to get these little girls. Or maybe the FBI wanted these little girls. Who even knows what's going on, bro? But like, let me just some little conspiracies. I don't know, but it's definitely possible. Cause these, I'm telling you, weirdos in positions of power, bro.
If someone knows the government money, isn't it the Fed's job to get it back? Or the IRS? CIA? We know this guy preyed on teenage girls, but was he actually a dangerous man? Like, to other grown men? How does a man go from being a math teacher to a bounty hunter? And just as a side note, also in Maxwell's DOJ interview, she actually confirmed something I said in one of my videos, where it was alleged that Elon Musk knew her, even though he said he didn't, and that she just photobombed him. It's funny, because I read a quote...
Like, none of them even want to be related to each other, so that's, like, okay, these people always want to network. These people always want to be friends with each other. But when it's possible that their name will be implicated into something weird that they probably did, now they want no connections with this Epstein dude. But before all this stuff was out, bro, I'm sure they was all buddy and friendly with Epstein. We just don't got the proof because, I don't know, this is a black and white photo. Maybe it wasn't much cameras. Maybe it wasn't much pictures being taken at the time or something. But you dig what I'm saying, though? Like, these people...
Elon's brother up with a woman around 2011, and Jelaine states that she's known Elon since 2010 or 2011.
Do you know Elon Musk?
I do.
And how did you meet Mr. Musk?
I met him, I don't remember the year, but it's going to be in 2010, 11, something like that, I think, if my memory serves.
Like,
but this is obvious, since Elon himself even admitted that he took his ex-wife to Epstein's house, but he just somehow didn't know Epstein's closest friend. Now,
right. But anyways, what was I even finna say? For her to remember the year she met a man, what happened? Like, I don't even remember when I met some of my closest friends, you feel me? And I'm 20, I'm young, I don't have much years to remember. But her to remember that she met somebody 15 years ago, bro. 15, 16 years ago. Like, that's what happened those 15 years ago that you just remember you met him that specific year. You know?
Much evidence is available for Epstein being a bounty hunter himself.
Or am I just overthinking it?
Saying he recovered their stolen money. There is some evidence that Epstein had people working for him that would allegedly follow and intimidate his victims, as well as trying to kill one of their family members. So, Michael Fiston, a retired detective who became a private investigator after he hung up his badge, was hired to investigate Epstein by Brad Edwards, who was the attorney of Courtney Wild, one of Epstein's teenage victims that sued him in civil court. Now, this was in 2009, and Michael spent a decade tailing Epstein and continuing this investigation to assist not only Courtney's case, but the other victims as well. And not only did he claim to witness lavish dinners as well as parades of young women being brought into Epstein's office when he was allowed to leave his prison cell for work, But through his meetings with other girls Epstein had associated with, he also noticed that Epstein would hire private investigators, an extremely large retainer of them, to follow the girls around and intimidate them. He personally drove one accuser to her home, where he found a private investigator parked across the street holding a camera, and the father of another accuser was run off the road by another person on Epstein's payroll. So if this is all true, then it's very possible Epstein could have been a bounty hunter, or at least the boss of a team of bounty hunters he could have paid to do his work. So we have the influencer congresswoman, which, if there's one thing influencers are known to do, it's get paid to say things that they don't exactly mean or think about themselves.
Right.
She is the head of a committee that's calling for the release of the files, even though she is a known Trump ally, just like Pam Bondi, who is the head of the DOJ. We have the head of the committee, a guy that...
So that's another thing, like, they do stuff like this right in your face. Like, you're telling me a friend of Trump's wants to release files that possibly implicate Trump into crimes? Like, but unless you know that she's friends with Trump, you just think, oh, this is a random girl, she wants to release the Epstein files. No. It makes you, then once you find out she's friends with Trump, it makes you think, what are they trying to do now? You feel me? Because Trump is friends with this dude. Like, they don't actually want to release the files, right? Man, these type videos make me think, bro. Like, it's so much going on behind the scenes of our world, bro. So much. So much we don't know.
And Ghislaine Maxwell, in her interview, seems to be willing to throw Elon Musk under the bus.
Look, they friends.
This all spells out her actually going before Congress and testifying to whatever the Deputy Attorney General wants her to say, and then her being released from prison sometime before 2030, in my prediction. And I'm just gonna stop saying this is gonna be my last video on this because it just keeps going. So you guys know the deal by now. I'll see you next time.
I'm gonna see y'all, man. Let me know what you think in the comments for real, bro.